Hello, welcome to this edition of Research Connection. Joining me today is Dr. Kelly Meiklejohn. Dr. Meiklejohn,
Hi, how are you?
good. Thanks for joining us. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I am a forensics faculty and I joined the CVM at the start of 2018. So I've been here about 3.5 years. And so my lab does forensics applied research in the biology realm. And we look at applications of new sequencing technologies to analyze both human and non-human biological materials associated with evidence.
Neat. And you recently received a grant from the Army?
Yes, so my lab recently received a grant from the Army Research Office. Dr. Ben Callahan in PHP is also a co-investigator on this grant, along with the US Geological Survey as a sub-award. And this grant is looking at validating DNA-based approaches for characterizing pollen that's associated with surface soils. So characterization of pollen routinely for forensics is done by morphology, and there are only probably half a dozen palynologists is what they're called here in the United States that are trained and can process these types of samples. And so this approach that we're going to be testing will be seeing whether or not we can use DNA to characterize that. So we'll be doing a side-by-side comparison. So NC State will be doing the DNA-based analysis of these surface soils, and the USGS, who currently do forensic pollen identification, will be doing the morphology side of that. And so we'll be doing a comparison of the two methods.
And what are they trying to find with that?
So they often use pollen for geolocation. So certain species are found in certain areas, but they also use it for what we call a question to known comparison. So if you are trying to see, do we see the same species present? Were those soils from the same source location? And so that's typically when they will use pollen. It's not used in every case, primarily because it takes a lot of time and the lack of expertise. So hopefully, if we can show that DNA-based approaches are accurate, they can be used in a more routine manner in casework.
Hopefully you don't have allergies.
No, I don't. And the soils that we're actually using are from a different USGS. So there's an actual archive of soils that the USGS has in Denver. And so we don't actually have to go and collect any of these surface soils, but they're from across the United States. So we're getting those shipped to NC State for analysis. So we don't have to deal with going out and collecting any soils or having to deal with the pollen.
Right. Well, that's fascinating.
Yeah, I'm excited. The project started already, but we're hitting the ground running. The soils should be coming in next week. So that's great.
That's neat. Well, thank you for sharing.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Best of luck.
Thanks.